Hey there, I'm Leah, and I'm back again with another video. I am a life and relationship transition coach and the founder of Life Remade, and we focus on helping people to move through life transitions, career transitions, relationship transitions. And what I found is that the most common thread, and maybe not even the most, but the common thread that runs through all of these life transitions is helping people to find a sense of confidence in themselves. So, today we're going to talk about how to improve self confidence and to start believing in yourself. So, what is self confidence and why might yours be low? Self confidence is your ability to trust yourself. You have to believe in your worth and that you are capable of achieving the things that you want to achieve. But right now, many people struggle with confidence because we live in a time where self worth is constantly being tested. So, here are three major reasons why your self confidence might be low. Number one is experiencing some negative, um, life experiences, a lot of experiencing there from people you trust. So, really kind of having your trust be tested in the world around you and ultimately in yourself. When we have people who test our trust in them, it makes us wonder, well, if I'm the one that, chose that relationship or chose that career, can I be trusted to make my own decisions? And that's how our confidence starts to fall, is when our trust in ourself starts to diminish. So these can also happen when we carry old beliefs that were never ours to begin with. So, the beliefs of our parents, the beliefs of our ancestors, the stories that we tell ourselves about how the world should be. I know one example is someone who constantly said, life is hard, life is struggle. And that was their mantra over and over. And I'm positive that that was passed down to them through their parents and theirs to their parents from their parents. So, really being able to look at what are the beliefs that I'm carrying with me that maybe aren't even mine anymore. Do I really believe, the things that I'm saying? So, that's the number one reason why your confidence might be low. Number two, fear of being exposed as imperfect. So, similar to like an imposter syndrome, this is the pressure to feel like you're in control of how someone else sees you. So, a lot of people pleasers. I was actually talking to someone yesterday about what people pleasing truly is. And when you boil it down, people pleasing is actually a manipulation to try and get other people to think highly of you or to think well of you. So pretending that everything's fine when it's not, or saying yes when we actually don't want to do something. Um, I know a lot of times people think of people pleasers as easily manipulated, but it's interesting when you can kind of reframe that into the reality is that people pleasers are manipulators themselves as well. So something to really think about, but also overview, that fear of being exposed as imperfect can feed into that imposter syndrome as well, where we're not truly being authentic. We're not truly trusting our own gifts. We're not truly trusting our own needs, wants, expressions of self, to be held by the people around us, to be respected, to be not rejected by the people that we love. So, this is the number two reason. And then number three is not having your own back. So, knowing what you need, but not living in accordance with those needs or not consistently taking action towards those needs. So, having that sort of gap in, well, I know what it is that I want, but I'm not actually doing it. That can diminish self trust as well. So let's break these down and we'll talk about how to rebuild your confidence step by step. Step one, release past negative experiences. So this has to do with those old beliefs that may have been passed down to us, but also beliefs that we may have adopted through our own life experiences, our own negative experiences. Those experiences were never about you, whether it be from your parents or their parents before them, or whether it be from your own experiences from other people. those were never about you. Those are just a reflection of the other person's own struggles and their own insecurities and their own limitations. You no longer have to carry that with you. So give yourself permission to unburden yourself of those weighted beliefs. Here's an action step for you to do that. When negative self talk shows up, write it down. Maybe this looks like, oh, you're stupid, or you're not good enough, or how could you be so X, Y, or Z? That's negative self talk. So when that shows up, write down that phrase. Look at it on the paper and remind yourself this is just a thought. This is separate from me. I don't have to accept this as truth. Ultimately, those thoughts are inner dialogue that we either adopted from our own experiences or from the experiences of the people that were caretakers for us. So, separating yourself from those beliefs and saying, this is just a thought. I don't have to carry this. This doesn't have to be my truth, is how you start to release yourself of that tendency to not believe in yourself. Number two, embrace imperfection and let go of control. So that number two example of that imposter syndrome or the people pleasing, a huge reason we struggle with confidence is that fear of being found out as imperfect or fear of not being liked. So we try and control everything, the way we look, how we work, how other people see us. I'm guilty of it too. I'm a recovering people pleaser or recovered. But confidence isn't about perfection, is what you need to understand. It's about being okay with who you are, mistakes, flaws, everything. So here's how to shift your mindset. Start sharing small challenges or mistakes that you're going through with others. So, sort of like owning the things that aren't perfect. This takes the pressure off of you and reminds you that nobody is perfect, because when we share those things from a vulnerable space, we start to also hear other people's experiences, and it helps us to not feel so alone in that. The action step here, excuse me, next time you're at work or with friends, share something small and lighthearted that didn't go as planned. Like, I put salt instead of sugar in my recipe, or, I accidentally forgot to text someone back when I said I would. You'll be surprised when these people relate and it resonates with them, creating deeper connection and kind of disintegrates that fear of judgment. The third and final reason or step that you can take to kind of break through and start having confidence and belief in yourself is to start having your own back. If you feel off track or disconnected, it might be because you're not fully backing yourself. You're not fully living in alignment with your values. When your actions regularly are going against something that you say matters to you, this creates tension, inner conflict, and self-doubt. So over time, this sends a message to your subconscious saying, you know better, but you don't have my own back. You don't have your back. This is how you shift this mindset. Start by identifying one core value. What do you value most? Just one. We usually have a handful of them, but what's one of them? So for me, for instance, it's authenticity or integrity, as I like to call it. Then ask yourself, are my choices aligning with that value? Am I living in integrity? Am I living authentically? Here's an example. If you value peace, but you're constantly saying yes to things that exhaust you or that stress you out, you're not protecting your peace. So that shift comes when you start making decisions that support what matters to you. Every time you take a small step in alignment with your values, you're saying to yourself, you know what you want and you've got your own back. And this consistently over time will establish such a rock solid self-confidence and self-worth, self-esteem. So to end this video, know that self-confidence is not something you're just born with. It's something that you create, you develop over time, and it can be broken, just like our trust in other people can be broken easily, but it also can be earned back. It needs to be consistent. It needs to be intentional. It needs to be something that you constantly assess and look at. How do I feel about myself? How do I feel about the trust that I have in myself? Am I living in alignment with my values? Um, Practice this and maybe ask yourself this question: which of these confidence building steps are you going to try first? So drop a comment below. I'd love to hear. I would suggest always going with the third one, if any of them, because I feel like this can help get you back on track the quickest. Since our values are constantly changing, sometimes we can lose trust without even realizing that our values have changed and we're just living in alignment with our old values and not to our updated ones. So, revisiting values is always something that I encourage people to do, especially when you're going through a life transition. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to download the worksheet below. This will help you improve your self confidence and start believing in yourself. Take care.